Hey buddies, it's your girl AyChristene, and today we are checking out Jaiden Animations, my experience living in Los Angeles. Links down below to become a patron to get the uncut reaction to all the shows and anime we check out, just like Young Rabbit, that guy Alex, a name I can't pronounce, Tara Alex, Evan C, and Grayson McGeeth. Links down below, like I said. Now let's get started.
Years ago, James and I talked about what it was like living in our home state, Arizona. I honestly don't remember most of what we said in that video. I tried to rewatch it as a refresher and maybe a little
remember
trip
some of
down
it.
memory lane, but turns out after 5 seconds, I'd rather be guillotined.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
eyes
Wow.
on me. You clicked on this video, you're staying on this video.
Hilarious.
No funny ideas, all right?
Hilarious.
I was in a store trying to buy
Shirt
a
and
plain black
shoes.
shirt that was locked up behind those stupid box lockers, so I had to ring an employee.
Okay.
For a single shirt. A few minutes later, someone came by. All right, what can I... Oh my gosh. Are you Jaiden Animations? Yeah. No way. I love your videos. Can I get a
Oh, that's
photo?
cool.
Yeah.
Aw.
Thanks so much. I didn't expect to see you here. Are you visiting? Oh, no, I live here. You're not in Arizona anymore? And that's when it dawned on me, there is a giant portion of my audience who will not get updated on some parts of my life if I don't explicitly say it in one of my animations. Also, the guy left without unlocking the box, so I had to wait another 5 minutes for him to come back and get the shirt. So,
wow,
yeah,
hilarious.
Anyone who didn't get the memo, I've been in California for the past 6.5 years.
Wow, 6.5, wow.
Los Angeles. I honestly can't believe it's been that long already, because that means for the past 6.5 years, I've been doing nothing but complaining about it the entire time. I believe
Hilarious.
the compliment sandwich system, though. Not everything about moving to California has been bad. For example,
what?
The weather is great. It's always
Oh, the
sunny,
weather is so
which,
good.
You know, Arizona.
And then
is
it could
too,
be
but,
cool.
like, in a bad way. California doesn't hit the casual 118 everything outside melts and dies. Like
right.
It's vacation weather all the time.
I
like that part.
And it's nice. It could be cool in the summer.
Drivers here are assholes. Arizona isn't all sunshine and rainbows in the driving department either. When I was learning to drive as a teenager, my mom told me to never honk at people no matter what, because there's a chance they'll just shoot me. But
which
because
happens,
of the sheer
unfortunately.
volume of people on California roads all the time.
Yeah,
it is
traffic
a completely different
is crazy.
beast. And every single one of them is driving to go kick babies because they hate their fellow man. Compassion does not exist on the California freeway. And
hilarious.
I mean blinkers. You know, the very
This is how they be in Miami. I'm not gonna lie.
Communication tool that tells people you'd kindly like to move into the lane. It's a sign of weakness here. If you even think about turning your blinker on, every single car in your vicinity will speed up and refuse to let you merge because
that's
they
ridiculous.
handle the
That
idea
is ridiculous.
Of a car being in front
Not
of them.
the granny.
How could they get to their destination faster if a car that was in front of them in a different lane suddenly shifts to the side 12 feet? People will go out of their way to merge into the lane just to speed past you and spit on your windshield. When I turn my
really?
blinker on, which I still do because I refuse to let this barbaric driving culture corrupt me. A car will speed up and then merge in front of me. If you need to be in my lane and I need to be in yours, we literally have to stay at our same speeds.
Yeah, and then just switch.
It's simple.
That's it.
In you blocking my merge just to merge into my lane anyway.
Right.
Oh my god.
Right.
So
Right.
They do it all the time. If I had no money
That's
and
crazy.
got $1 every single time someone took advantage of my blinker, I'd have enough money to move out of this godforsaken state.
Hilarious.
I turned my blinker on, checked my blind spot, and in the amount of time it took for me to look back at the road and start merging, a car way behind me had sped up so fast that my car's auto detection had to cut my merge off so I wouldn't hit them.
Yeah.
And then that car honked at me.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Kill us both.
That's crazy.
All right, the driver
That is crazy.
But at least I'm only going a few miles.
10 miles, 45. Yeah. It can take a long time.
I'm forced to drive alongside them
Yes.
For way longer than I should need to.
Right.
It is so genuinely bad. I daydream of becoming a better sprinter to arrive
Hilarious.
at places quicker because it is genuinely not far from the realm of realism. Either that
To be able
or
to
get
walk
one
there
of
and get there
those
faster.
monster snowplow attachments.
That's one of the things my mom
seriously,
wants.
10 miles?
Like a big
I should
car
not
to
be
just
in the
push people
car
out the way while
longer
she's
than
driving.
20 minutes. Everyone here loves driving 30 over the speed limit anyway. I don't even know what
That's
the holdup
true.
is.
Right,
Also,
that
a
is
little
true.
tip. If you wanted to find a place to park when you get to your destination,
Uh-huh.
you shouldn't even be driving in the first place. Parking doesn't exist here. It's a myth and a lie.
Wow,
95%
hilarious.
of all locations have 0 parking lots. There's never street parking, and if you happen to be a lucky enough soul to find a spot, you can't slow down to parallel park into it because people are either gonna yell at you for clogging the lane or ram into your bumper. It's just
That's
an evil trick.
crazy.
So your only choice is to find a parking garage that
$20
costs like
per
$20.
hour?
One time, my friends and I drove to a one-piece live symphony at the Dolby Theater and decided
20
to park
per
in its parking
hour?
garage. Oh, what an obvious mistake. Do you want to know how long it took us to get out of that garage after
Lord.
the show when everyone was leaving?
How long?
2.5 hours. We
What?
parked in the designated parking garage for a show and paid 2.5 hours of our life on top of our money. So what if you don't have a car? Then you don't have to deal with any of this, right? Well, you can't walk anywhere.
No,
What
so
do
you have
think this
buses.
is? Any other country? You can
Right,
get
right.
a bike or a motorcycle, but
But they have, like,
with
LA
the quality
buses.
of drivers around, you might as
Wow,
well
wow,
play
wow.
Russian roulette every time the wheels touch asphalt.
Hilarious.
With the right setup and some expendable
Oh, yeah,
funds,
Uber.
you could just get around with rideshare apps. But man, getting an Uber is so expensive out here. It might
is.
as well be
It
considered
is.
a luxury in
It
itself.
is.
If you're taking an Uber
It is expensive.
either to or from the LAX airport, I guarantee it'll cost at least $100.
It's
And the drivers
expensive.
don't get,
It's
like,
expensive.
Any of that, by the way. Once I had a driver complain to me about the ride rates the whole trip, which was not asked for to begin with. He said he had
Hilarious.
a client once trying to go to LAX and they were being charged $100, like I said, but the driver was only going to get $30 from the trip. So he
Wait,
offered
really?
to charge $80 cash for them to do it outside the app as a win-win.
Whoa,
Don't ever take this type of offer,
no,
kids.
no,
That
no,
was
no,
incredibly
no, no.
dangerous. But that's just where the landscape of Uber is here. Also, fun little tip. Never tell any drivers the place you're going to or from is your actual home. This is for
Right.
everywhere, not just California. Sure,
Right,
if you
right,
ask,
right.
It's normally small talk, but when it's not, you're in danger.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy won't leave your driveway. And the police
Right.
say they can't do anything because he hasn't actually committed a crime yet.
That's
Just lie and
crazy.
say it's a friend's place or
Right,
something.
right,
It's
right.
not worth the gamble. And lying to strangers is fun. That was a free survival hint from
it's
your friendly neighborhood
safe to
YouTuber.
lie to
Put
strangers.
that one in the back of your pockets. Speaking of LAX, because I brought it up earlier, that place is actual hell on earth. If someone gets sent there
it is
after
not
death, I would consider it
a
a
good
viable punishment
airport.
for being a bad person. But innocent people are forced
It's
to
like
be
as far as
subjected
hold
to
on,
it.
as far as worst airports, right? There's like a pool of worst airports. There's JFK, LAX, North Carolina, and there's this other one that I gotta try to remember which one it was that I took when I was, it was like I had a layover at one on my way to DreamCon this past year. And like the bathrooms had nothing. Like one bathroom didn't have a door. One didn't have toilet paper. Like the one that had a door had toilet paper. The one that didn't have a door had a bunch of them didn't have no toilet paper. Some were missing seat. It was, I swear I was like, what the hell? What is happening? What is happening? But LAX is on
And
the
it's
bottom.
inhumane. You have every single asshole with a plane ticket in the entire city and beyond enter through the same.
But I have
stupid
seen like
entrance,
celebrities.
forced to drive through the same loop, bumper to bumper, until they get to their specific gate. No branching paths, no attempts to categorize the types of arrivals. Just a single slaughterhouse line. of
Mario's
cattle.
Burger Factory
When
is
normal
hilarious.
Slaughterhouse lines, the cattle don't hate each other. I was talking about bad merging before. It is legitimately survival of the fittest in the LAX horseshoe.
It is, but my Uber drivers, they be like, I'm getting in.
Ever, unless you threaten to fist fight them right there on the concrete.
Dear.
One time I sat with my blinker on in traffic that was not moving for 15 minutes straight, and
wow.
it still refused to let me start merging once cars started.
That is crazy.
Forward.
That is crazy.
Sit there making direct eye contact with him until he was uncomfortable enough to let me get in front of him.
That is crazy.
It is personal. I am not the same person. When
Hilarious.
I'm in the LAX horseshoe.
Hilarious.
Some dudes in the
like
1960s
Mad Max
decided they wanted everyone that ever planned to visit LA to suffer instantly when they
hilarious
got here, and they simply got away with it. I've spent so much time talking about traffic and the airport. I haven't even talked about living in LA yet.
Oh, right.
Well, that part sucks too.
Whoa.
Everything is so absurdly
yeah, and you gotta pay for bags.
Almost comedic. Almost. Maybe raise the prices of food like $10 more and I'll start to chuckle.
Wow.
Now a burrito's like $40. I haven't
That's
even
crazy.
had food out here that's blown my mind. Sure, it's not bad, but when eating out
There's
can
good
get
places.
this expensive, I expect something more to write home about. There are some
I get
really fancy restaurants around, but I shouldn't have to spend even more money to eat a meal that makes me go, wow, I will remember this. It's
hilarious.
become a common pastime for some people to pull up Zillow and look at all the really crazy expensive multi-million-dollar mansions,
and
fantasizing about what they would do if they were to
crazy
live in the
how much money
of homes. But
it
the
costs.
equivalent of that for me and my friends here is to look at normal homes that are just not in California.
And then look at the price and how
$2,500 a month.
Right, and how
insane.
affordable it can be.
Go upwards of $7,000.
That's
now,
crazy.
I'm very lucky and fortunate enough to not have to worry about finances as much. I can afford to live in a more expensive place here. It's not gonna break my bank. But
that's good.
At the same
but
time,
it's still a lot of money.
I'd like to still be relatively smart with money. Sure, I tend to splurge on plushies and trinkets. Haha, Jaiden's buying another Miku figure. But
hilarious.
Outside of that stuff, I'm really
Let her
not
be.
spending money on anything else. I'm not into luxury cars or clothes.
Yeah,
or
me
any of that type
neither.
of culture. It's trinkets, plushes, and admittedly a little too much DoorDash. But
hilarious.
I have a job that I can perform literally anywhere in the entire world, and I'm sitting here wasting extra costs on living in one of the
that is
most
true. Why did you
expensive
come
cities
to
in
LA?
America. It feels
Or why did you go to LA?
bad. And I don't know if you picked up on it yet, but I don't even really like it here.
Right.
that much.
I don't understand why you're here.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do I choose to burn extra money
6
just
years
to
here.
exist in LA? The single reason is all of my friends are here, and I happily shovel extra funds into a giant furnace to be near them because that's what makes a place feel like a true home.
I got you.
But all of my friends are also content creators that can work anywhere too.
Oh,
And
so
if
you
we
could all
all
just
banded
move
together
somewhere
and
else?
decided to move somewhere else, that would sure be swell.
That would be
Unfortunately,
great.
It takes a lot of time, coordination, and
To move for
resources
everybody?
to
Yeah,
try and
yeah.
Figure out an
A whole group?
entirely new place to move a giant friend group of people.
Right.
So we've essentially soft locked ourselves here until we can all agree it's time to get out of here.
Hilarious.
I'll give LA some credit. The main thing that makes it great is the fact that everything is always happening here. There's always
there's
some
always
sort of
something
fun
happening
event
there.
going on. Concerts, tours, random pop-ups. I went to a live screening of the season 2 finale of Severance where the cast got to talk about it
really?
afterwards,
That's
and that was one of the
cool.
coolest experiences of my life so far. You
That's
name
cool.
it is happening in California.
That's true.
Truly, you will never be bored here if you're always looking for something to do, and I recognize that is incredibly valuable. But
It
at the
is.
same time, it means there's always tourists visiting, and Los Angeles is a very disgusting city for tourists to visit.
It is
smells
very
like pee
dirty.
all the time. The tourist trap areas are so trashy. There's
Wow.
constant crowds everywhere you go. When it rains, the pee smells even worse.
Oh,
Every once in
Lord.
a while, I need to go into the city for some
There's the
reason or
smog,
another, and
too.
those are bad days. Also, if you want to see all these
And
cool
there's, like, a
things,
crazy
you don't have to
homeless
live in
epidemic.
California to begin with. In fact, living here only
I feel really bad for
desensitizes
them.
me to all the awesome stuff constantly around. Back when I first moved, I was really close to Disneyland, and for the entire 2 years I spent over there, I only went to the alleged happiest place on earth a single time because of a friend's birthday. That's
wow, just one time.
Personal experience, though. I know plenty of people who have yearly passes to Disney or Universal who go to them all the time. But for me, I always just
Speaking of, Universal there has the best food.
Maybe later. And then later is multiple years. I consider it a privilege to be able to live in LA. It's expensive. A lot of people dream of coming here and making it big. And if you can afford it, you can definitely live luxuriously. But I am just really not built for all that. I grew up in a tiny desert town with like no people in it, and prefer to be holed up in my house 90% of the time watching YouTube until my brain is mush. However, as much as I want
but you're here for your
friends,
and I understand
to live somewhere else less expensive and more compatible with my preferred lifestyle, I do think LA is a good place for me to be right now. Both the YouTube and animation industry are here. I don't need to travel for most of the events I get invited to. And content creators are always visiting for something or another. So I get to meet a lot of fellow creator friends. I can't say anywhere else in the world can offer all these benefits that specifically apply to me right now. And it's also just a lot of fun. I might not exactly like it, but LA is my home for
not her like cursing out LA and then coming back to her friends.
It's a toxic relationship, I suppose, but I'm sure
like parenthood.
In a decade when I'm somewhere else and reminiscing on the past, I'll have very fond memories of it all. So I can complain all I want while I'm here.
Go ahead.
Down, I know California has been such a huge part of the most defining years of my life, and I'll hold a very special place for it in my heart for a long time.
That's good.
LAX and the drivers are just excluded from it, though. I'll hate those parts forever.
Hilarious.
I posted a little video, but if you missed it, we're selling Tostada merch for the first time ever because
So, I can completely get that. You know, like you have quarrels and qualms with, I mean, it is LA, you know, so I understand the aspect of, yes, we all know that, like the things she talks about, we all know. We've all heard that it's extremely absurdly expensive there. Like for no reason. It's crazy expensive there. Outside of that, you know, like I didn't know it really smelled like pee. When I've been there, I never really smelled the pee smell, but I have been in downtown LA, and there's some very, very dirty parts. Very dirty parts. But I always do love going to LA to like visit and have some time and then come back home. Like I love visiting LA. There was one point where we wanted to move to LA, but one of the things that stopped us was the housing prices. Something that's quite no. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Links down below to become a patron to get the uncut reaction to all the shows and anime we check out. I love you guys as always, and until next time, buddies. Cool.